Are you or a loved one obese? Do you have diabetes or a family history of cancer, fibromyalgia, lung nervous system, or reproductive disorders? If you answered yes to one of these questions, then you are not alone. Every day, more and more Americans are being diagnosed with these and other disorders and are wondering why. As more people become aware of the growing health crisis in our country, they are beginning to question what's really in our food supply and are educating themselves on what they are really putting into their bodies. They are no longer content to stuff themselves full of animal protein and chemicals. They have started looking for alternatives and want to take back control of their bodies and rid themselves of illness and toxins. They love the feeling that comes with being healthy. Inside and out, they are vegans. Being a vegan is not a new fad. Eating only plant-based foods and avoiding all animal protein, including dairy and eggs, have been around for thousands of years. In fact, it was man's first diet. In the Bible, the book of Genesis states, "Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with a seed in it. They will be yours for food." That's in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29 of the King James Version. Fruits, vegetables, seeds, and herbs were all the humans consumed for 10 generations, up until the time of Noah and the Great Flood, which is when the meat was introduced into their diet. Today's vegans follow the nothing with the face guideline. No red meat, white meat, fish, fowl, reptile, or rodent. In other words, if it comes from something with a face, do not eat it. As more people seek healthy alternatives to meat and dairy, vegans are the fastest growing segment because many vegetarians are now shifting to pure plant-based diets. The meat industry, along with the dairy and eggs, have been misleading us for years. According to Dr. George Malcolmus, founder of the Hallelujah Acres and the Hallelujah Diet, these industries, along with doctors and some nutritionists, have told us that we need animal meat and egg for protein and strength, and dairy for calcium. However, independent research is now showing that not only is this not true, but that consuming animal protein can actually shorten your lifespan, especially when considered how contaminated our meat and dairy supplies are. These industries also claim if we don't eat animal protein, then we'll become anemic and frail. But people in other cultures consume half the protein we do, and yet they still live longer, healthier lives. The truth is, there is no nutritional value in animal meat. What is in meat is chemicals like DDT, dioxin, arsenic-laced drugs, and pesticides. In fact, there are 14 more pesticides in our meat than there is in plant food. The United States uses 1 billion pounds of pesticides every year for our food. That, along with the use of growth hormones and contaminated testing processes, the European Economic Community has rejected our meat exportations on numerous occasions. So, if our meat is so contaminated that other countries won't eat it, then why do we? The contamination toxins are not limited for only red meat. Chicken and fish are as healthy for you is also a misconception. Chicken has the same amount of cholesterol as beef and is loaded with growth hormones. A chicken that used to take 15 weeks to mature is now ready for the market in just 6. 60% of chicken is contaminated with salmonella, and along with antibiotics and other arsenic-laced drugs. There is also risks associated with eating contaminated fish from polluted waters. Fish and other seafood contain high levels of contaminants from industrial and environmental pollutants, waste products, and pesticide residues from farms. Also present in fish and seafood are high levels of mercury, which could inflict permanent brain damage on fetuses, infants, and children, which is why pregnant women and children under the age of 2 are told not to eat fish. Our bodies were not designed to digest meat. We do not have long fangs like the lions or strong jaws like the wolves. Even our digestive systems lack the appropriate amount of hydrochloric acid essential for digesting carcass. A carnivore inside's digestive tracts and organs are all different than ours. It quickly passes their food through the digestive systems. I'm sorry. Humans, on the other hand, have food rotting and decomposing, fermenting in our intestine tracts and colons. It's no wonder we are being plagued with an endless list of illness and disease. The protein myth also applies to the egg. Eggs, like meat, have no usable protein. And also like meat, eggs are contaminated with steroids and chemicals. Just like when a woman is pregnant and drinks or does drugs while she is, it affects the unborn child. So it's the same for chickens and their unhatched eggs. When you eat an egg, you're still ingesting all the same hormones, pesticides, and chemicals and steroids as if you're just eating the chicken directly. It is common knowledge that the medical research field that dairy is bad for you. Dairy products have been linked to acne, anemia, anxiety, arthritis, ADD, ADHD, headaches, heartburn, indigestion, irritable bowel syndrome, joint pain, osteoporosis, poor immune function, allergies, ear infections, colic, obesity, heart disease, diabetes, autism, Crohn's disease, breast, prostate, and ovarian cancers. Even Dr. Benjamin Spock, along with a large number of other medical doctors, recently claimed that milk isn't good for you and shouldn't be given to your children. Milk is also fattening. It's made to help a calf go from weighing 90 pounds to 2,000 pounds in only 2 years. A cow's milk is so fattening it allows a calf to double their birth weight in 47 days and leaves all 4 of their stomachs happy and full. This is in comparison to a human's breast milk that can grow an 8-pound newborn into a 24-pound toddler. Our bodies are not designed to digest lactose either, the sugar found in dairy, which between the ages of 18 months and 4 years, we lose 90 to 95% of lactase, the enzyme that is needed to process lactose. According to Harvey and Marilyn Diamond, authors of the best-selling follow-up, Fit for Life 2, all dairy products are bad. The book goes on to state their products are disease-producing. They are harmful. They cause suffering. They're the perfect thing to eat if you want to be sick and have a diseased body. And it's not just milk that's bad for you. Cheese, yogurt, and other products made from dairy are also unhealthy. Pulitzer Prize nominee John Ortmanson states in his book, Diet for a New America, that someone in America has a heart attack every 25 seconds, and someone dies from one every 45, thus making the heart attack the most common cause of death in America. The risk of having a heart attack by the average American is 50%. The risk of having a heart attack by the average American vegetarian is 4%, and it's even lower for vegans. You can reduce your risk of a heart attack by over 90% if you just eliminate meat, dairy, and eggs from your diet. The increased risk of having breast cancer for women who eat meat compared to non-meat eaters is over 4 times. Increased risk of having fatal prostate cancer for men who consume animal products is 3.6 times higher than men who don't. And the increased risk of fatal ovarian cancer for women who consume animal products versus those women who don't is 3.6 times higher. What animal products are doing to the people in America is a travesty. So perhaps we all should start following the vegan motto. If it comes from a plant, eat it. If it comes out of a plant, don't.